Welcome to the first episode of your Networth's Network. I'm your host, Corey McNabb, and this is a networking style podcast where we bring on special guests. We ask them a bunch of questions about themselves, like their life, their business, and then kind of figure out how we can all work together. Because really, my goal in life is to rise to a place of excellence, and I want to bring you with me. Now, before we get to our guest, you're not crazy, okay? If you've watched what you believed was episode 1 before, you're not losing your mind. This is an updated episode 1, okay? And yes, the special guest again is me. I'm just going to give a quick introduction. It might even be shorter than the last video. But I wanted to go ahead and update this because there are some things that have happened recently, specifically within the community, subject 2, or sub 2, sorry. That's the community, sub 2, the hat here, that have caused me to pivot. There are some new things that I'm looking to get into, and so now I have new needs, new weaknesses. So, that being said, a little bit about myself, because I'm taking down the other video, so a little bit about myself. I am currently a firefighter. That's hence, sorry, this. I am a husband, father. Man, what's to say? I got a fantastic mustache, or so I've been told. Trying to be more humble. I've been in the sub 2 community since October of 2023. As of the date of this recording, that's only been 4 months? October. Yeah, so 4 months. Let's say I was right. I'm not super great at math off the top of my head, obviously, as you can tell. Doesn't mean I'm not getting better. I really do believe that we need to constantly be progressing. I'm constantly working on my mindset, working on my physical body, spiritual body. Well, not my spiritual journey. But basically, I got the opportunity to go to meet Pace Morby, hang out with a bunch of people from the community in Arizona during the Golden Ticket event. Those of you who know what the Golden Ticket event, that's awesome. Those of you who don't, it was basically an event that was put on by my mentor, Pace, to have, the way he described it, have all his best friends come hang out with him. So I got chosen to go participate in that, which was a fantastic opportunity. And during that time, I talked to at least 50 new people that I had never met, learned about them, got to tell them what I was doing, which if you watch the first episode, you know what I was doing there. During that time, I met a guy named Seth Teramain, which I definitely want to have him on the show at one point. But he kind of opened my eyes. So we were talking, and I was telling him, hey, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing cold calls. I'm calling for people, trying to build up these skills, communication skills, so that eventually I can utilize those when I achieve my ultimate goal of buying properties myself. And he stopped me right there. And he's like, you want to buy properties? I was like, yeah, that's my ultimate goal. And he goes, then stop cold calling. And I'm like, I guess I can see that, but and he goes, stop cold calling. Start buying properties. Start doing what your goal is. So, and I was like, well, but like, the reason I'm doing this is to build up capital so that I can go buy properties. So how am I supposed to just jump into buying properties without any capital? And, as soon as I asked that, being in the community, I've learned a lot. And so part of being within sub 2, because we specialize in creative finance when it comes to real estate. Like, as soon as I asked that question, my mind was like, private money lenders, creative, find ways to get the money, raise capital, right? All these different revenues. You don't not revenues, different paths. You don't have to have the money yourself, right? You use other people's money, which I'm sure we've all heard. OPM, other people's money. And at the same time, as soon as I asked the question, Seth said the same thing. Utilize private money lenders. Right? So something I've learned a lot of times, we hear the same things over and over and over and over. Right? The best way I can explain it is I've had conversations with my wife, who super intelligent, right? Academically, she's super intelligent. I mean, she graduated top of her class in college in psychology too. Like, no matter what you think about psychology majors, like, she is insanely smart. But picking up on what, we commonly refer to as street smarts, she does struggle with. So there are times when we'll encounter a situation and she'll know it. And I'll tell her, hey, look, this is how you need to look at it. I don't have anything specific that off the top of my head, but this is the way you need to look at it. And this is what's really going on. And she'll take it at face value at the moment, but she doesn't fully understand it. And it won't be until some other avenue, whether it's a book, whether it's someone else brings it up and words it in a different way, that it finally clicks. And I think that's what happened to me. I've heard before, right? Go after your goals, utilize other people, all the same things Seth told me. But for whatever reason, it wasn't until he stated it that it actually clicked in my head. So, that being said, I decided to pivot as soon as I got back from Arizona. And sitting down talking to my wife, I told her, hey, babe, we gotta start buying properties. And she was kind of like, okay, cool. And I realized, I was like, but like, the money is not enough. And what I mean by that is, it's not enough of a motivator, right? So why are we buying properties? It's easy to say, oh, well, I just want to make cash flow. While that is true, that is not the reason. And it actually was Caroline Kane. I was looking at her, how she has her stuff laid out, for her like buy box and all that stuff. And one of the things that stuck out to me is that this is more so for her when she's buying businesses. She states the mission is more important than the money, I believe is how she words it. And that really stuck out to me. So I started asking my wife, I'm like, well, what is our mission? What are we wanting to accomplish? Or who are we wanting to help? And there's always been a group of people that have always weighed on us. And that's simply because of our age. The friend group that we grew up with, we stand out, me and my wife stand out among our friends. And if you are watching this, like, no, nothing bad against you. It's just something we notice. We're pretty much the only people in our friend group that are married. One, can't really help with that in real estate. We have kids. Can't really help with that in real estate. And we own a house. And there's something. Pretty much all our friends are still renting. And if that's all they wanted to do, that's great. No problem. You want to live your life renting, you don't want to go through owning a property, that's totally fine. No problem with that. But we've heard from certain people like, oh, I just can't afford it. I just can't, the prices are too high. I can't qualify. I can't blah, 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 whatever it is, right? There's a lot of limiting beliefs. And we have done our best to show how you can do it. Maybe not the greatest way of explaining it, but we tried to show it by living it, right? So we bought a house. We're married. We have kids. I'm the only one who works. My wife, she's a homemaker. She's doing a great job, right? So right now we're living off one income. And I know a lot of people, they don't view that as possible. And I do believe our culture is pushed not only with inflation, but has pushed the dual income. I hesitate to say propaganda, but you don't necessarily need a dual income. You just have to decide what's worth it to you. Do you want to live in a certain area that might be more expensive? In that case, you might need a dual income. Or are you comfortable driving a little further, not living in more like for me, I live what I consider the sticks, you know, and while a lot of this stuff and where I'm looking to invest is more in Atlanta, I live way out there. But I'm totally fine occasionally driving down to Atlanta because I live in a cheaper area. So it's all about your priorities there. But anyways, I'm getting off track a little bit. So that being said, we really want to help people who are renting, but they want to get into their first home. We want to help them get into that first home. Now, there are a couple ways to do that, and I think the most beneficial way is actually lease options. So what we're looking to do is we're looking to acquire properties and then find people who, through mortgage brokers, through credit repair companies, find people who don't quite qualify for traditional mortgage yet, offer them to rent the house we've acquired, and after a certain period, they have the option to buy it. Sorry, not after a certain period, during the certain period, like 2 to 5 years. They have the option to buy it at a set price. So that's our plan. We also have other ideas that if we come across creative deals, we might be able to help those same people by selling them on wraps to them, getting them in a house without having to qualify for a bank. There's a lot more into that. Right now, I'm trying to focus more so on lease options because I believe they do the most good for everybody. So that's the updated version of About Me. I'm still going to go through the questions that if this is your first time watching, you'll be like, what questions? Hey, it's cool. These are the questions I ask every special guest we have. First off, what made you want to be here today? Well, easy. I'm the host, and I wanted to update everybody. I wanted you to know what I'm doing because I want to work with you. And what I'll get to in a second is what I need, and I'm hoping you watch this and you go, I can help that man, and you reach out to me, and we do deals together. Why aren't we doing business together? I am literally me doing business. Skip that question. 3, what would I say my strengths are, whether personal life or in business? I would say my biggest strength is, or my strengths, not necessarily my biggest strength. My strengths are, which this one's actually a strength and a weakness, is I'm extremely trustful. Trustful. That's the one. I will trust you until you give me a reason not to. Okay? That being said, I ask that you don't give me a reason not to trust you. So, some of you watching might be like, haha, I can take advantage of this guy. Yeah, you probably can. Once. So, I'm extremely trustful. I've been told by my wife I have unique points of view, and so I can help with look at a different perspective of something you're struggling with. Um, I feel odd saying what my strengths are about myself, because one of them is I'm kind. I really do want the best for you. Um, but sometimes you might not like that. I've had family members that I have tried my hardest to help them progress in their life, whether it's mentality, physical health, financial health. And I want the best for them. And so I tell them, like, I tell them the truth. Hey, you're screwing up. Hey, you shouldn't be eating that. Or, hey, you're limiting yourself here because you don't have blah, 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 blah. So I'm not super blunt. I can be, but I'm not constantly blunt. I am trying to find the best way to express my desire for you to be great to you. So, when it comes to business stuff, I am willing to learn. I am improving my communication skills every day. I am looking for opportunities, keeping them on my mind so that when they pop up, I can react to them. And I want to connect with people. I enjoy talking to people. I might not always know what to say. I might not always know the best way to say it, but I do enjoy it. Weaknesses within the business. My weaknesses right now. I need wholesalers to bring me leads. Okay. Right now, I am only looking in and around Atlanta. Okay. I'm trying to niche down, get some experience, and then I will start expanding out to other markets. But right now, only in and around Atlanta. I have my buy box that'll be linked in the description. But wholesalers, you want to make your assignment, reach out to me. I want to do deals with you. That being said, I also am looking for private money partners and or private money lenders who ideally you kind of get the feeling of the vision or the mission that I see, and you want to join me on it. I want to have lifelong partners. I want to have lifelong friends, really. I want us to be able to do repeated business over and over and over and over again. And going back to the other one, same with the wholesalers, right? I want to do repeated business with you. Even if you're an agent, I'm not just limiting it to just wholesalers. Like if you're an agent and you think that I might be able to help, or if this deal or this person that's wanting to sell their house that's looking like it might work out for what I'm going for, I want to work with you too. Right. So that's what I need. Really, I mean, sounds silly, but to put it in a nutshell, I need everything. I've got an idea, and I need friends who are going to help me bring it to life. So wholesalers, bring me your deals, please. Private money lenders and or partners, like, let's connect. I want to get you a return on your money and all that stuff. And just everybody, like, let's get together and network and talk and all that. Which kind of leads into the last question, which is, what do I need help with to make money in the next 30 days? Same again. Wholesalers, I need deals. Private money lenders, I need money. Let's get deals done. Let's get them closed. I've got a couple TCs. I do want to talk to more TCs, okay? Because I do, in my mind, this is definitely going to scale to a massive operation that I will need a multitude of TCs, okay, in the future. We're going to get there, I promise. I'm putting it out there now. You're hearing it right now. Lastly, you can get in touch with me via Facebook, via Instagram, or sign up on the Calendly link and let's have a chat, and you'll end up getting my number there, and we can chat. I'll have my buy box in the description below. All those links and everything will be in the description below. So yeah, I really appreciate it. This actually went a little longer than the last one, but let's do deals together. And really, until next time, have a wonderful day.